Hi, ladies. Come on, just a couple minutes early. Just while I finish setting up, let you know that I am here. Yeah. How's everybody doing? I'm, of course, waiting for a bit so that people can come on, see that we're here. I'm just going to go onto my iPad so that I can see everybody and everybody's comments. I'll find it. Oh, there I am. Oh, good. Okay. Make sure that I'm here. Hi, Pam. Just making sure that Hi, Pam and Dorinda and Rhonda and Deanna. Okay, good. Everybody's here. Just gonna put that up there so I can, see everything. Hi, Claudia. Hi, everybody. Hey, Rhonda. Virginia had put a little note in this morning to see if I was going to be doing our chit chat, and I'm just not quite ready for that. So I might do it I'm hoping in a couple weeks, not next week, but the week after. I want to have a little kind of Christmassy one with some prizes and everything. So I'm just trying to put all that together because I'm also having an auction of all of my pieces. Since I wasn't in the craft fair this year, I have a lot of pieces that I had to. So anyway, I it is nice to see everybody, Deanna. I really miss everybody when I don't get to see them for a while, but hopefully back on track, and I will be coming back on regular. For those who don't know, most of you do, I'm sure. Hi, Claudia. That there is a postal strike here in Canada. Tell you, just wreaking havoc. They love to do it at Christmas time too, right? That is causing havoc here. I have, so the orders that were placed after, I can't even remember the date. My mind is kind of, hi, Rosemary, is kind of wonky. You know who you are. I think it was October 24th or something. Is that it? Anyway, anybody who placed an order after that, I have not sent out their kits for obvious reasons. But I have most of them packed. I have found a new mail provider. My baby is saying good morning to me. I'm just going to tell her I'm in a class. Just tell her I'm in a class. My kids check up on me like 20 times a day. Anyway, so I did find a new provider. But I don't know how to use it yet and like set it up, because I'm getting older and I'm really not good with a lot of change, and I've had a lot of change lately. So I have a friend who's coming over next week, and she's setting it all up for me and showing me how to do it. So by next weekend, I should have all your parcels, all your kits sent. I know it's getting late. If anybody wants to back out and say, forget it, I wanted these for Christmas, would you just refund me? Please just send me a private message. I will totally understand. I do apologize for all this delay. It's just been kind of hard right now with everything. Sorry. But anyway, so yes, if you do if you do want to cancel these before I get them sent out next week, please just send me a message as soon as you can so I know, and then I can refund you. Otherwise, they're not going to go out until next weekend. She said she would come over later next week, and she would just, if the kits are all packed, then it's just slapping on the shipping labels and getting UPS or FedEx to come and pick them up. Yeah. What else was I going to tell you? I have put up for the new subscription for the first 6 months of next year for 2025. And I did, again, only put $50. I gave everybody a $1 rebate. I'm so glad that I only charged for 10 months this 2024 instead of 12 months, because I don't feel quite as bad about not being able to come on these last couple of months as much. So anyway, it is up if you want to renew. If you do not want to renew, of course, perfectly understand. However, you will not have access to the group after after December 31st. You will not have access to this group anymore, or anything that's in it. So if there's anything you want or need to download, do it before then. Otherwise, if you do sign back up, you will have access, of course, to this group still and everything that's in it and everything we've done. What else? We're doing the gingerbread boot and mitten today. I absolutely love these. These are my favorite little things. Because they just turned out so stinking cute. Hi Virginia. Yeah, sorry Virginia, I'm just not quite ready to do the chit chat, but in 2 weeks I'm going to have a special little Christmas thing. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I'm sorry I forgot to mention that. Hope all my friends in the States had a good Thanksgiving. Everybody stayed safe. Always seems like such a bad time to travel and stuff, so I hope everybody stayed safe. I think that's it. There's probably more, but you know what? I can't remember, and I'll probably just blither away as we're painting these. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this over. Let's see what we got here. Ta-da! Okay. All right, so we're doing these two. As you can see, I've already base coated them because I know my wonderful ladies can base coat, so I'm not worried about it. I'm just going to pull this, I think, a little bit more and up a bit. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. I have lighting on everywhere, so I'm hoping that it'll be okay. All right, so you can see I've already base coated these, and as a special little treat, I found these two little tiny mittens here. So I base coated them, and I'm going to just show you how you can make a little kitchen magnet out of them, or a little, you put a little hole and you can have, the two of them hanging, little ornaments. Anyway, I just thought that they were kind of cute, so I wanted to make little fridge magnets out of them. Okay, so you can see I've base coated these. Now, what I did was I base coated, I'm going to pull these down. I base coated the boot and the mitten part in cocoa. If you don't have cocoa, you can use honey brown. It's fine. And I did both sides. Now the mittens that you're going to get have these larger cuffs on them because I wanted the cuffs to match these ones. They're base coated in desert sand, and then I did these little ones exactly the same. I figured I would just do them all the same. These are super easy. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to pounce on, oops, I think I'm going to just take, this is my little gator, and it's really, really fine. But I think I just want to just do a really light going over, just to make sure that they're nice and smooth. And when I say really light, I mean, I honestly barely touch the surface. I just do just a really super light sanding of it. I just like a nice smooth surface when I did it. And I believe, yeah, I did those. I actually did those last night. So I would, if you can, if you like a really nice soft surface, just take your 320 or 410, I think it is. Anyway, 320 or higher sandpaper, and just really give it a very soft going over. I mean, you can even use paper towel or brown paper bag. I do prefer this or paper towel to a brown paper bag, because I find sometimes if there's a little crease in the paper bag that it can leave a kind of a mark on your surface, and then we don't want that. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some True Ochre. And I'm going to just dry brush a little bit of this on. And this just brightens it a bit, which I really like. I'm just going to take some off of the paper towel. And when I dry brush like this, I like to kind of pounce it on a little bit. And I'm going to do all 4 of these surfaces with it. How's the weather down in the States? We're chilly. Oh, Roxanne's in a craft fair this weekend, and they got, she said, 10 inches of snow last night. So she's actually pretty happy, because that means that people will stay in town instead of going to the, big city to shop. So she thought that was actually kind of a blessing. Okay, so we've done all 4 of these little surfaces with the cocoa. You can do the back too if you want. It doesn't matter. I think I'm doing this one the opposite way. You can do it either side. You see this one, the thumb is going that way instead of this way. It doesn't matter. You can do it everywhere you want. Oh, pretty chilly. Wasn't that the funniest thing ever, me and my girlfriend? Tell you, we both parked our red SUVs. So funny. We both have red SUVs. So we both parked our red SUVs at the art gallery. That's where we park to start our walk. We both got out of our car, and I'm wearing my walking boots, my jeans, that red jacket, black toque with a pom-pom, and black mittens. She gets out of her car and she is wearing exactly the same thing, right down to the walking boots, jeans. Our toques were exactly the same. Oh, we just started laughing. And then, we started walking, and everybody was stopping us along the way or making comments about, how we were twinning, and even guys were commenting. It was just absolutely hilarious. Okay, now I want to take a little bit of light buttermilk, and I'm going to pounce a little bit of light buttermilk onto. Oh, let's use this one. So I'm just gonna again use one of scrungy brushes. And I just want to kind of just add a little bit here and there. And I like to kind of do it in not all over when I'm adding this light buttermilk. You can see how I'm just kind of doing it in, you know, just a few areas. And I'm going to just do the same thing on here. I'm just going to add a little bit of this light buttermilk. And onto this one. And then I'm just going to add a few little pouncy spots just to even add a little bit more. Okay. Now I wanted to add a little bit of heritage brick. Now you can use whatever your favorite Christmas or whatever kind of red you like. Hey Rhonda. I'm going to use heritage brick because I did the hearts in heritage brick. But you can use Rookwood red. Is it deep burgundy? You know, any of those colors would be fine. Now I just wanted to add a little bit of color to these. Brush I'm going to use this one. Afraid I'm going to stick my little boobie in the paint here. I do have a apron behind me. I should actually put that on. Now I just wanted to add just a little bit of red to this. Just add a little bit more color. I think I'm going to use that brush though. This brush I'll use. Yeah, this will work. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of the heritage brick. And again, you can use your favorite red for this. And you're just going to kind of randomly add a little bit in a few places. And it is just giving it a little bit more color. So you can see how it's just brightening up a little bit. We're going to do that on all the pieces. And again, just randomly and softly. You don't want this to really, you know, stand out a whole lot. It's not supposed to be a focal point. It's supposed to be a light blush. Oh, I have to show you. So, I've been trying to keep really busy. So, I did my craft room. You know me and my craft room, right? It's either great or it's an absolute disaster. Well, for packing all the kits and just everything else, it was quite a disaster. So, remind me at the end of the class, I have to show you this, ladies, because it looks phenomenal. Phenomenal how great it looks right now. So you can see I'm just adding that little bit of color to them. Okay, now I'm going to go around all the edges and I'm just going to sand them. And this is, of course, totally up to you how much you distress. Some people don't even like to distress by sanding, and some people like to do it a lot. So do your own comfort zone and just do however you like it. Oh, I wonder where my little dinglehopper is from Rhonda. think it's upstairs because I was doing some stuff upstairs. Rhonda sent me this really neat little file to get in these little places, but sorry, Rhonda, I think it was upstairs because I was using it. But it's awesome. I think it's a detail sander, it's called. I saw part of your room, I was impressed. Oh, like a grenade hit it. Yeah, well, mine did too. It was really bad. But yeah, it does look awesome. I am so pleased with it. There's still some things I want to do. I'm going to put up my Christmas tree, one of my Christmas trees in here. I do have the one upstairs done and up. And then I'll do my two oldest daughters are coming to visit me next week. So I thought they would like to help me put it up, decorate it, and then I thought we'd make some gingerbread houses, so I think we'll do that. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is I want to use my vintage, I'm going to forget my words, my vintage photo in Distress Oxide and Distress ink. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. You can use, you can shade in Distress around the edges with raw sienna, and then go to, like, you know, maybe traditional burnt sienna just to darken it, or even asphaltum if you want it a little bit, you know, take away from that red a bit and go a little bit more into the browns. So your choice, your option, which one you want to do. I'm going to pick up my brush and I'm going to go around these edges. Now, I am, with this is the Distress Oxide, so you can see it's lighter than the Distress ink. What I'm going to do is I want to pull this in a little bit more. Like I just want to check something. I want to make sure I don't have any of the old on there. I like to bring it in more. And then when I use the Distress ink, which is a bit darker, I will not pull it into the mitten as much. Just going to clean that brush a little bit. So I am just kind of pulling my brush in a bit more. So you can see how that's just made it just really nice and warm, almost like the edges have been baked. Keep doing, go away. Keep sticking it in the wrong one. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the boot. Lay it down, and I lay my brush just flat on the surface, especially when I'm doing this, when I want to pull the distressing in further. Exactly. I don't know about you, but I love, because I am normally a very, very organized individual. Oh, thing's shaking. My house, every drawer, closet, everything is perfection. However, when you come into my craft room, it's usually just a freaking nightmare. So even though I love it, for some reason, I have just the worst time keeping this room clean and organized. See how nice that looks? It just warms it up so much, which I love. Oh, thanks, Sheila. Oh, you're at a gun show? So is this like Black Friday weekend? It's Black Friday weekend here. Mind you, I think they started like 2 weeks ago. It just seems like everywhere is, you know, get your Black Friday sales now. Everybody wants to get ahead of the game, right? I'm just doing under these cuffs too, and it's okay. And I don't care that I'm getting a bit up onto this desert sand because it's all going to be covered with a cuff. So I just want to make sure I get some of that. Okay, so these ones are all done. Okay, now I want to, I'm just going to see. I think see these are the originals. Aren't they pretty? I think they're so pretty. I'm just going to splatter them with a little bit of light buttermilk, traditional burnt sienna, and we're going to do all around the edges with our light buttermilk for the icing. I think I want to just add a little bit more of this Distress Oxide. Just want to round these up. And then I'm just going to come in with a little bit of Distress Ink just to make these edges look really baked pretty. So this is just the Distress Ink that I'm adding now. And it's just to have these edges look nicely baked. Now you can add this distressing if you want afterwards, because when we put the icing on, the icing will pick up a little bit of the Distress Ink and change the color of the icing a little bit. I just lay it on thick, but if you want, you can do the distressing with the inks and oxides after you put the icing on. I always do it before, just because. So I have my light buttermilk. I'm just going to grab a liner here. This one will work. It's not one of Chris's. I think Chris's are upstairs. I was doing a lot of work upstairs before because I didn't like to be too far away. And I still have things up there. So this is light buttermilk. And instead of just doing, you know, making the little squiggle icings, I went a little bit fancier, and I did kind of more just really soft flowing lines like this for the icing. That goes around. And I'm going to do the same thing on the boot. Just kind of do your own little squiggly line thing. There's no, pattern on this. It's just kind of do what you like. And then you can go back and make some of the lines a little bit thicker. Add in just some, really fine lines. And then I'm going to do the same thing with these little ones. Just not quite as big. And again, this is just however you want to line your icing. I just thought it kind of looked a little different than the regular icing. This paintbrush is kind of old and it's not doing exactly what I want. Again, most of my brushes are upstairs. There. Okay, so I just have the lining done, and now I want to just add a little bit of that splattering. But I think before I do, I'm going to just pick up a little bit more of that light buttermilk and just add a little bit more of this pounce. And like I said, just really lightly, really soft. But I just wanted to add just a little bit more of it. Okay, and then I'm going to use one of my denture brushes. And I'm going to pick up I don't want too much splattering. I just want it a bit. So I'm just going to add a bit. Of splattering. Like that, of the buttermilk. I didn't want too much of it. Oops. Do you hate it when you do that? I'm just going to get my handy dandy little baby wipes. And did I tell you guys tell you ladies, hey guys. Oh, I'm splattering with light buttermilk and traditional burnt sienna. Did I tell you guys, when you're painting, and a lot of people like the burnt edge look, right? Instead of, because a lot of times you'll get little bits of paint on it. If you do, just take your baby wipe and go over the edge. And you can get usually like 99% of it. If you do it right away, you'll get all of it. But you can come back a little bit later. So this is from last night. So I can come back and completely remove it. So just a little hint, just use baby wipes if you get any ink on this, this burnt edge where it's been cut, the lasers have cut it. See, so it's just able to remove that. So yeah, I like the burnt edge look. I think it looks quite cool. So that's why I do that. Okay, so now I want to add traditional burnt sienna, which is not that one. So this is a traditional burnt sienna, and I'm going to splatter with a little bit of this. I found so many things when I reorganized my entire craft room. It took me 3.5 days to do it, which is probably sad when you think about it. That's how bad it was. But, oh, it just looks so nice now. pick up a little bit of the traditional burnt sienna, and I like to splatter it in, you know, focused on like certain areas, like not just all over. I like to kind of do it a little bit more in some areas. So you can see how I've kind of concentrated a little bit here. I didn't kind of just go all over it. And I'm going to pick up a little bit more, and I'm going to go to the mitten. I'm going to do the same thing. Careful how much water you use. You don't, because it softens the color if you get too much water on your splattering brush. Okay. So these bottoms are all done. Don't they look good? I'm going to take a baby wipe and get it off my finger. Wow, ladies, look at look at. I'm usually covered from head to toe in paint by this time. To say, pretty happy. Now we're going to go on to the tops here. So this is kind of what they look like under here. Okay, now I'm going to find my good liner because I want to do something softer. Oh, here it is. Oh, okay, my good liner. Chris Hoy's script liners. Okay, love them. Cannot live without them. Okay, so right now we've just got these. They're very plain. What I wanted to do was, on this surface, let's see if you can see. So you can do two things. You can take a stamp and just lightly stamp a little bit of something on here with, say, light buttermilk, or warm winter, or if you want it really bright, you can do Snow White if you want it really bright. Just because this was kind of gingerbready, I decided to keep everything warm. So what I did was I took my brush and my light buttermilk and I pounced, dry brushing on it. Kind of pounced all over it like this. Just kind of makes it look a little furry. Furry. Hi, Mary. Thank you. These are actually two of my favorite little ornaments. I love gingerbread. To me, it isn't just Christmas. It's winter. So it's, you can use it all the time. You can have them up, longer. It's just, I don't know, it just makes me feel all warm and cozy and everything. So I love gingerbread. Just love using gingerbread. So you can see how I just pounce this dry brushing on. Yeah, good. Yeah, see, so it's just pounced on. But then I took my brush. So this is my script liner. Picked up some of the light buttermilk. And I just went around. See if I'm going to try and bring this up to you. So I just went around and did squiggly lines like that. See if you can see it if I bring it up close. See? And I just did that kind of all over. Now, if you have a scroll stamp that's just really tiny, you can use that. I did go around the edge like that. Just really fine little lines. but you can see how I did that. And then I did it with the big one too. And again, you can use a stamp if you want. I had just decided that I wanted to line it, mostly because I like lining, unlike a lot of people, but I just enjoy it for some reason. Now, when you line, when you do this, if you find that you've done it, it's too out there, you think, oh, the lines are too thick, or they're too, whatever. You can give it just a really light soft sanding with your really fine sandpaper, so like 320 or higher, just to soften those. We're going to be splattering this too, so to me this is just perfect, because by the time we splatter it and everything, you're not going to it's just going to be perfect. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to splatter it. We're going to splatter it with the light buttermilk. We're also going to splatter it with the traditional burnt sienna. So just what we did before. Just, yeah, you don't want too much water on your bristles. Still make sure you really tap it off. Hi, Phyllis. So you can see how already, just by splattering the light buttermilk over top, that it has softened all those little lines that we just did. Okay, perfect. And then I'm going to just do a little bit of the burnt sienna on those. Take a little bit of water. So this is a traditional burnt sienna. I'm going to splatter this on. I'm going to probably be quite generous with it, like that. Same on the little one. We'll do the little cuffs on these just after we get these ones done. So now I'm going to just dry these. I want to make sure that the splattering is dry. And if you ever find that you've splattered, let's say you think you splattered too much of the darker color, just go splatter again with a little bit of a lighter color over it. And I'm fine with this, happy with this, so I'm not going to. Okay, now I'm just going to take a piece of paper towel, and I'm going to go over it like that, just to kind of soften that, smooth out the splattering, so it's nice and smooth. Now I'm going to go around the edges and distress them with my gator. I'm just going to go around both. And again, this is your preference, how much or how little that you distress the edges. I don't like to go too crazy. Do a little bit more just on these edges here. So where it might look a little bit more worn. I'm just going to brush that sanding dust off. Get rid of that. Now I'm just going to go around the edges and distress them. I'm going to use my Distress Oxide. So just be careful. You don't want this too dark. Oops, not that one. This one will be perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to go around these edges with it. You can see I'm just kind of using my finger as a bit of a guide. But I love how as soon as I do this, it really warms these up. So again, if you don't have the Distress Oxide vintage photo, use a little bit of raw sienna. And it just warms them right up. See? Looks so pretty. I'm going to do that on both. Okay, these are done. See, and they're going to go on like this. Now, if you like them a little bit softer, you can splatter with a little bit more of the light buttermilk, or even if you want to go a little brighter with the warm white or the raw sienna. But they're going to go like this. And I'm happy with that because I'm going to put Snow Tech on these also. So I'm just going to put those there for a minute. Now, these are the little hearts. Now I have 4 because I have 2 little ones for these little tiny mittens here. So I'm just going to do these hearts, and then I'm going to do the top of these mittens. So these hearts are really easy. All I did was sand the edges a little bit. You don't have to go crazy. Just give them a little light sanding, if sanding is your thing. And I'm just going to do these edges. I bought a Christmas tree from Wayfair. One of those big, beautiful flocked Christmas trees. So I got it. I put it all up. I was so happy with it. It's just so pretty, ladies. Then as I'm putting the packaging away, there's a little instruction sheet, which I did follow because I'm a woman. I don't mind following instruction sheets. I don't feel that it makes me less stupid to follow instruction sheets. So anyway, so I did. And then, but when I was putting it away, I noticed on the back at the very bottom, there was a warning, and it said cancer and reproductive harm, and then a website. So I went to it, and it said that materials used in this tree can cause cancer, reproductive harm, and birth defects. And I thought, what the hell? Why are they just telling us now? Why is this not on the web? You know, when you look at the description on Wayfair or whatever, Amazon, whatever, why is this information not on there? So I thought, well, I mean, I can't have this in the house. My daughter-in-law is expecting, and my daughter is hoping to be again. So I thought, I can't do this. So I sent it back to, so I phoned Wayfair, blah, blah, blah. Got into an argument with them because they're going, well, we're charging you shipping to send it back. And I'm, why should I have to pay for shipping to send it back when you did not put this? Anyway, it turned into a big thing. I just eventually said, fine, take it back. Charge me for the shipping. I will never, ever buy from you again, right? Ever. And I won't, because that was really ticked off. So then, anyway, so I still needed a new Christmas tree. So I just went down to our Rona here, which is like one of your big department hardware stores. And I ended up with the most beautiful flocked Christmas tree. Oh, it's just as lovely as the one from Wayfair with no warnings on it. Everybody will be safe. But who does that, right? I will show you my Christmas tree later. It's very, very pretty. Now I'm going to distress this. I'm just going to go around these edges a bit. And I'm using my Distress on my antiquing wax. This is my Country Chic antiquing wax. I love this stuff. I'm just going to do a little bit on the edges, and I'm not even coming in really far with it. I just want to go around the edges a little bit. Just kind of rub them with my fingers too when I put it on. Just doing all the edges just a little bit. Like, I don't want these to be too dark. So you can see just a little bit here. And that's with my Country Chic antiquing wax. And then I'm going to take a little bit of Lamp Black, except I know it was really bad, Dorinda. Yes, Rhonda, I agree. I mean, who does that? They're going, oh my gosh, I don't blame you. I wouldn't keep that either in my house. You can send it back. We'll refund you, but you have to pay for shipping. Like, what? I talked to a supervisor, everybody. If I had have said there was a light burnt out on this tree, I could have sent it back. Like, I could have sent it back for free, no shipping. But because I said it is this horrendous danger thing that that they never disclosed in their description, I had to pay for shipping. I thought, well, this is just weird, right? So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of this black. I'm going to splatter them. So this is just a little bit of black. I'm just splattering them with just a very little bit, not much. I'm just going to put them up there. So those are done. And we're just going to do these little mittens here. So I'm just going to distress these edges along the top of these cuffs. I'm going to take my angle brush, just get a little bit wet, pick up a little bit of light buttermilk, I think I need a little bit more, and I'm going to go around this bottom edge with my light buttermilk. Just to help separate it from the bottom there. The bottom part of the mitten. The hand part. As you can see, I'm kind of walking that color up a little bit. That light buttermilk. Oh, Christmas with the Cranks is on tonight. Girl, I would have, you know, if I had have, because they said to me, how's the rest of the tree? And I said, you know what, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, except this warning. Like, I just can't have this in my house. If I had have known ahead of time that if I said that, right, I could have had it, you know, no shipping. But after I said it was perfect, I couldn't very well say, oops, just a second, knocked the light out. Otherwise, I would have, I tell you. I thought it was just horrible. Oh, I wouldn't have that in my house either. Oh, that's awful. Here, we're charging you for shipping. I was like, oh my gosh. Really, people? So I'm just going around these edges, the little bit of the vintage photo. And this is the oxide. I'm just using the lighter oxide for this. And you can see I did both sides. So if you want to add a little bit of color to the other side, you can. I like to just kind of stamp those sometimes. I'm just going to pick up a little bit. This is the light buttermilk. I'm just going to go around this bottom edge. A little bit. Blip. Then I'm going to splatter it a little bit. You can, if you want, pick up a little bit of your light buttermilk and pounce it like we did the cuffs on the boot and the large mitten. And then just splatter it. Pick up a little bit of the traditional burnt sienna. Add a little splatter. And these ones are all painted. So everything is painted. I'm just looking, making sure I am correct. So I want to take a little bit. This is the fabric that I use. I thought this went just so well. See, with this gingerbread. Doesn't it look gorgeous with this gingerbread color? So pretty. So I just want to cut a little bit of this off. Seeing how big I want. I just wanted to rip a little bit of it first. Whoop. And this is just going to be where we're going to put the hearts on. So just cut what I gave you the size. And then I'm going to do this. It might be a little bit bigger than I want. I think I'll cut it down a little bit more. So you can cut it down to whatever size you like. I think I'm going to do that. Oh no, I'm going to fight with my glue gun for my glue. little bit wonky, so I'm gonna, oops, I think just pour a little bit of it out and brush them on. Here. So I'm just gonna brush it on to this. Lay it on. I'm going to brush a little bit on the back of my heart. So there's that one. Then I'm going to go to our stocking, and I put it up here on the cuff, this one. Again, just cut it to the size that you like. See, I think that's a little bit too wide, so I'm gonna just cut it down a little bit more. And let's rub the glue over it. Stick it on the back of the heart. Like that. And then these two little ones, same thing. I'm just going to take a little bit of the fabric. I always fray the edges when I cut them, so just so they look a little bit more worn. I think I'll make that just a little bit smaller. So my son and his fiance are flying in at Christmas. Jade and Albie are driving, which I hate. But my son and his fiance are going to fly because she's expecting, and it can be a long drive over the mountains and stuff. $1,200 for a 1 hour flight. Just appalling. Just appalling. Just a rip-off at Christmas time. There. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. Just cut it to size. Might be actually just a little bit too big. Just fraying it off screen there. So these ones are done. We'll put a little bow up on the top, but those ones are done. Those will be the little magnets. Now we just have to make the bows for this. Now the bow is made of this fabric, and it is all I used was this fabric for the bow. So I'm just going to cut it down. It's very distressing for me because I took all my fabric and put them in, like made them really pretty, wrapped them all, and I'll show you later what I did. They look so nice. And here I just had to take it off, and then I'll have to redo it. Oh, well. It's probably way more than I need. But I'd rather have too much than not enough. So I'm just going to use my Bodabra, but really it is, you don't have to. You can just literally tie the bow. So I just want my string. Here we are. Okay. Go to the end. Now you can make these bows as elaborate as you want. So you can do this. I'm just doing one single loop on each side. That's it. One single loop. Tie it. And I'm doing 2 of these, one for each one. And this is going to go up here. Make sure I didn't make it too big. I really don't want them too big. It's going to go up here. And this is going to be snow splattered too. But I think I'm going to make these tails a little bit smaller. And of course, I'm going to fray these ends. I just pull my finger across like that. I think this loop here should be a little bit smaller, so I'm just going to pull it. My sister would just be pulling her hair out by now and scratching at her eyes, going, how can you spend so much time with one stupid tiny little bow? Okay, she really would. It's funny. Okay, so this is going to go right here. And I'm just going to glue gun it on. Stick it in the middle there. Okay, and then I'm going to make another bow for the mitten, because it's going to go right here. I'm just going to show you another way to do it, and then I'm going to tell you a story. So just make a bow. Just hand make a bow like this. So I was Roxanne, who hates bows. Well, she loves bows. She hates making bows. I think bows are like the most funnest thing to make. Anyway, I said, well, just take it. Just take your fabric instead of doing all the other and just tie it like you would, you know, your shoelace. Just go like this. I tell you, she must have spent, I can't even begin to tell you how much time she spent. You think she could figure out how to do it? And I was killing myself laughing. I'm going, Roxanne, just pretend it's your shoe. Just tie it like you would a bow on your, your shoelace. She could not figure it out for the life of her. So she's going, nobody can do this. This is ridiculous. I don't even know what you're talking about. Nobody can do this. Blah, blah, blah. So she called her husband and said, Craig, Deb's making a bow. And so I showed Craig how to do it. He couldn't do it either. So then when my kids were here, for some reason we got talking about these stupid bows and that Auntie couldn't make these bows. So I said, you know, can you guys do it? They're going, of course we can do it. So, of course they did it right away, right? I showed them how to do it, and they went, oh, okay, and then they did it. So I took a video of them doing it and sent it to Roxanne. She did not think it was funny. I found it quite amusing. She said I just caught her off guard. You just caught me off guard. Of course I could have done it. I'm like, yeah, right. Yeah, that's right. Right, Sheila, I know. Isn't that the way you make them? You just, boom, right? I've shown you both ways to do it here, but yes. And then, so she's phoned every day. She's phoning me on her lunch hour. She has this dreaded fear I'm going to fall or something. So she phones to make sure I'm still around and that I haven't fallen and stuff. Just checking up on me, right? So yesterday, she phoned me when I was on a call and I couldn't answer. So when I could answer, she was, of course, back in class. So I just sent her a message, said, sorry, I've fallen and I'm in the hospital. Thinking it was quite funny. And, oh, sorry I couldn't answer. I've fallen and I'm in the hospital. LOL. Because she phones me every day. So I'm making a little joke back, right? And then, so she phones me and she sees, and I'm killing myself laughing. And she just burst into tears because she believed that I had fallen because I had forgotten or whatever to put the LOL at the end. I felt just awful that had happened, but yeah. Oh, stuff happens. I'm going to take a little bit of Sweet Annie and I'm going to put it in here. You can do this if you want. Did I include Sweet Annie in the kits, ladies? I can't remember. I cannot remember. I thought I did for some reason. Okay, I'm just going to take a little bit of Sweet Annie, stick them in here and there before I put the bow on. I mean, before I put the Rusty Bells on. Put a little bit there. That's too long. Everybody else fiddledick with their things. Are you all really picky? Ooh, that's like a, you know, an 1/8 of an inch too long, so you fiddle with it. I'm going to stick 3 bells on here. Now, I was looking everywhere, and I'll show you in a minute, for something before this class. Okay, these will be, of course, be have Snow Tech on them, so you can see. But you can see in the original, see these little tiny berries? I cannot find them. I cleaned my room up so well, and I remember I put them somewhere thinking, oh, this will be great. They'll be right here. But you think I can find where I put them? I looked everywhere. So you do get in the kits, you do get these little berries. I'm just not going to add them on right now until I find them. Honestly, do not know where they are. So that will be done. And I'm just going to add a little bit of Sweet Annie to this one. Going to kind of gather it in my hand a little bit like this. Oops. Going to stick it on a little bit there. And then I just add a couple at the bottom underneath. And you can add it, if you want, you can add it under the bow, like put the Sweet Annie on or glue it so it's coming under the bow. I'm doing one both ways. This one I add a little bit under the bow. This one I'm putting just above. I laid the Sweet Annie on top of the bow. Neither way is wrong. You can do it either way. But you can see where these look really good with just that little pop of red of that berry on these, which is why I am going to look for it. Okay. Try and keep a little tidy here. We will be splattering now with the Snow Tech. But I'm going to glue these on. Just going to glue the cuffs onto the pieces. Just make sure that you get them nice and even where they're supposed to go. Okay, then I'm going to glue this one on. Aren't they adorable? I just love gingers. Now I do want those to dry, and while they're drying, I'm going to get out, oops, I'm going to put this stuff away first. What was I going to say? Anybody else? You probably put them somewhere. I did, and they're really tall. Like they're really tall. So I remember putting them, and they were sticking out of where I put them because they were really tall. So I had to find a place that was tall enough for them. As I'm talking to you, I'm still looking around, going, where did I put them? I wonder if I put them up. I wonder if they're still upstairs. I brought them upstairs or something. I don't know. We will find them. All is not lost. They will be found. I'm just going to clean some of this up a little bit, ladies. And then we'll do our Snow Tech, and then they'll be done. Oh, I think I might, actually, though. So we have these little ones. Now, if you want, you can add just a little, wrap around them. So I'm going to take these, and I'm going to rip them. And see how they're really quite frayed and everything. That's just perfect as far as I'm concerned. Love them all frayed. Now you can literally just go around like this and glue it, or I'm going to see if I can tie a little bow on it. And this is, I mean, you don't have these, I have these, but I just wanted to show you how you could take these and turn them into this little fridge magnets or tags. You know, you could just a little extra decoration-y thing on your Christmas gift. I like to add a new ornament and stick it onto the Christmas gifts each year. I think that bell is too big for there, so I might just fiddle and see what I want to put on there later. But I will splatter that. I'm going to just do the same thing to this side. We're just waiting for these to dry. We're just biding time while they dry, ladies. We're just biding time while they dry. Might not have left myself quite enough fabric to tie this one. Come on. Through those, you encourage it through the little hole. There. Okay. So I have these, so I'm just going to splatter, put a little bit of snow tech on those, and I might end up putting a little button or something on them. See if these are dry enough. They are dry enough. Okay. So I just want to add some snow tech to this now, because you all know I like snow tech. Brand new snow tech. And you can add it wherever you like. I'm going to add a little bit just up here. On the heart. A little bit down the side here. Do you guys any of you ladies watch the Hallmark movies? I am going to splatter these bells, but I wanted to set a little kind of a pile on there too. I'm sitting here going, I got this one out of the thing. I wonder, wondering why there's no holes in this. That's weird. Did Deb not put holes in? See, I honestly cannot even remember. Hi, Roxanne. How's it going? Are you very busy? Is it fun? Or is the snow keeping people away? I watch a few while in my craft. There's a series out called Nobody Wants This with, is it Adam Brody? And Kristen Bell. so good. It is just such the best series, and now they're having the second part to the series they're coming out with. So good. We're just finishing, doing some of the finishing touches here. I have to drill holes in that. Anybody that's received their kits, did I put holes in the cuffs for you? Every cell counts. It is a very little one. I remember you saying, is many people there? I know I was telling them you had so much snow last night. Didn't know if people were going to be able to come, or they may end up coming a little bit later because of all the snow. I just want to pick up a little bit of the Snow Tech, and I'm going to splatter the bow. Put a little bit on that. Yep. I just kind of use my hand to not get the snow all over everything. But you can put it all over if you want. So these will be the little magnets. But I think I'll do a little rusty button on there. I'll make a little rusty button. Let me see, anything else that I want? Do a little bit more snow on these bows, I think. Okay. Put a little snow on there on this heart. There. Now, aren't these just the cutest? I just think these gingerbreads are so sweet. I will add those little berries when I can find them. I know they're somewhere. And I will drill these holes. Oh, did anybody say whether, because I know I sent out a lot of these. Did they come with the holes? I did put the holes in them, right? Please tell me I put the holes in them. 9 inches and still snowing. Oh my God, Roxanne. She lives in more of a snowy area. Just saying. And then you can use wire. You can use, jute string to hang them. I liked using the rusty wire. I thought it looked good. You can see where I did this. So that is up to you what you use. But these are our little gingerbread ornaments. Hey, I just did these, Roxanne. I wanted to make fridge magnets, but I'm going to put the bells. I just thought of this morning when I was getting everything ready. And I had I have lots of these little mittens. So I thought, well, these are so super cute. You know what else you can do, ladies? I'm going to see if I have it right here. Whoops. Oh, I do. You can. I'd like to do this. If you want to add a little bit of sparkle to these, you can take a little bit of the champagne stardust, which you all know I love to use. And do I have any splattering brushes down here? Or are they all upstairs? I'm just going to see. And then you can splatter a little bit of the champagne stardust on it. I like using this champagne stardust because you don't really see the color as much. You just kind of see a little bit of this sparkle. Just looking to see. I think I can use this one. But it just adds. So the first ones I did do not have the champagne stardust sparkle, but I'm going to put it on these ones to show you the difference. Oh, hi Arlene. Hadn't seen where you had joined us. I'm so glad that you did. Okay, so this is the champagne stardust. And I'm gonna just splatter it onto the cocoa part. And you don't just see all this, big sparkle on it because of the color of the champagne stardust. It just kind of blends in really well, but just adds a little bit of sparkle to it. So I've added champagne stardust to these ones, just with a little bit of splatter, and it just looks so pretty. I'm just going to dry these. And as you know, once you do that, never comes up. Did you sell more of your Santas? Add a little bit to these baby mittens. There. And then I'm just going to attach some magnets. I just buy bags of magnets at the dollar store. And I'm going to put these on my fridge because I think they will be super, super cute. Took off a little bit of the snow when I was doing that on the side here. And you can add as much snow or as little snow as you want. And that's it, ladies. That is how you do these mittens and boots. Oops. Adding a little bit to the side of these cuffs. Shouldn't do this. I end up diddle fritzing around and there. Done. I'm not going to fiddle anymore. I'm going to come up. Whoops. And just a sec. I'm going to remove my phone from here. Hi. Let me see, where are we? Okay, we're here. Okay, because I thought I would show you. I want to make sure, am I upside down? I am upside down. Okay, here I am. Not upside down. That better? Not upside down now? Nope. No, there I am yet. Yay, okay. Now, I don't think it's going to let me turn this. Once you're live, it doesn't let you change the camera settings. See, boy, that's close to me. But anyway, so I'm going to just show you what I've done here. So this is kind of like where I have my TV And then below, I have all my fabrics. Just making sure the camera catches that, right? I'm just going to back up. Don't look at my table where I've been working, but I'll show you the rest. So, because I have so much crap. You can see this goes all the way around. Like it's really a big room. It's a very, very big room. And then down this side here. And if I stand up where the table is, you can kind of see down the back of it. Way far at the back of it. Anyway, that is what rotate your phone. Anyway, that is what I spent 3.5 days working on. Even 4 days is pretty bad. Oh, thanks, Deanna. Yeah, that took a while. Yes, mine has holes. Good. I thought I did. I thought I had added the holes. Okay, good. So I feel better about it then. I'm coming on in 2 weeks, and we're going to have, look at my hands. We're going to have kind of a little Christmassy get together. I am also going to have an auction because I have so much stuff and I have to get rid of some of it. So I'm going to have a little auction where you can buy any of my original pieces. I think that's about it. I'm so glad I was able to do this, ladies. This was the last one of the ones that I'd already designed. So I feel really good that I was able to get this last one done. I'm so sorry it took so long. Again, apologize for everything. You all know what's going on. So I hope you understand. Again, going to be in Deb's Paint Whimsy. Is my auction going to be in Deb Paints Whimsy? I haven't decided. I haven't decided. Probably just because there's, it's a bigger group. So anyway, I'll probably, yeah. Thanks, Dan. I hadn't thought of that, about where I was going to put it. Probably Deb Paints Whimsy. And I'll do it over, like, maybe I'm going to start it in the morning and end it like at 6 at night or something. And then that's going to be it. And then I'll just ship everything out with my new shipping method. I would get more viewers. You're right. Yes, I should. Okay. And then I'll have we'll have a special thing, but I'm going to have a one where we're on Zoom so we can all see each other and talk to each other and everything too. Here in Deb Simply Rustic, a little kind of Christmassy thing just for us. So anyway, that's it. I hope you all enjoyed the lesson. If you have any questions, please let me know. Again, this still be over by then. Yeah, apparently it's going to go on for quite a while. They're saying that's why I'm having to do this new shipping method. It's just, I had to order a laser printer and then all the shipping labels and everything. So I'm waiting for them to come. And that's why my friend's coming over next week because they're supposed to be in on the 4th. And then she's going to show me how to do it. And then I can just print off the labels and send them out. So it's supposed to be easy then. So we'll see. Again, if anybody doesn't want their order, you can just let me know and I will refund you and apologize. Yeah, it is a mess right at Christmas. I know. The only thing they're letting go through are like unemployment checks, our government pension plan checks and stuff are the only ones that are going through, family tax credits. Anyway, any of the ones that people need, I guess, from the government to, so they can whatever. Love my merry and bright sign. Oh, thank you. You know, I got that. Oh, do you want to see my Christmas tree? I'll show you my Christmas tree. I don't know if it'll work. Yeah, I'm going to see if you can see it. So pretty, ladies. And then that's it. And then we're done. But I'll show you my Christmas tree. Just turn on these lights. Okay, you ready? See if we can see it. Oh, maybe if I don't do that. See if you see it? It's all, I don't think it's going to, yes, it won't let me turn my phone. But anyway, I'll take a picture of it and put it up in the tree. It is just so pretty. I just love it. Okay, I'm going. Everybody have a good weekend. If you have any questions about anything, please let me know. Sign up again for the subscription group by the end of the year. I'm not selling any after December 31st. I'm just going with how many are in the group by then. But I'll talk to you all. I'll keep you updated on the auction and the our Christmas get together, okay? Talk to y'all later. Bye.